ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnots. It is Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. This is number 117 of Crossplay. Coming up on today's show, Square Enix is up to something. There are lots of stuff is going on with them. This is going to be a Square Enix focused show this week. Disney announced a new game that's probably gonna make a shitload of money. And the Xbox and Bethesda game showcase for this summer has been announced, but we'll get to all that in just a sec. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Alan Busby. What's up?
Hello. Hi.
And Ignacio Rojas. How's it going, Ignacio?
Hey, doing good. Not much to complain about.
So actually,
Yep.
there might be something you have to complain about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is that?
Legends of Tomorrow has been
Oh
canceled.
my god,
Ignacio, how are you feeling? Because I feel terrible.
Why?
It's one of their best shows. I don't understand it. It is secretly
is
the
this,
best show.
is this one of the Netflix shows in that list that got
No.
canceled?
No.
You can watch it on No, it's not a Netflix show. So Legends of Tomorrow, Alan, are you aware of the CW Arrowverse?
No.
It's
Okay,
all
so,
their like DC Comics shows. And
Yeah.
stuff,
These
like The
these are like
Flash
all the
and-
shows. Like this is what, like the Arrow, the Flash, like
The
all
Arrow,
these
yeah,
shows,
exactly
right?
that. So they had the Arrow, they had the Flash, and they were building up their own universe, the Arrowverse. And so after the Flash came out, they decided to combine characters from the Flash and the Arrow and give them their own show called Legends of Tomorrow. And then, to be honest,
It's kinda
season
like
1 wasn't
Doctor
that good.
Who meets Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Okay.
And so season 1, to be honest, wasn't that good. But then season 2, they went crazy. They decided to just have fun, not take it so seriously. And to be honest, it was a very good show.
Yeah, that show
And
is fucking ridiculous. It is.
And
it
they
is
broke your
so much
heart.
fun though. Like it's not even like. Let's be honest. It's not that great of a show, but it's the
But it
fact
was
that
fun.
they can. Right. It's the fact that they made it so much fun to watch, and they just did stupid shit, and it was just like, you know what? I'm okay with this. Like, let's just have some good TV with like this ragtag group of like just oddball characters that really shouldn't be on a team together, just somehow saving the universe, kind of, hopefully, right? And it was secretly their best, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm so mad now because they canceled it.
Yeah. Sadly,
Oh, well.
it did leave in like a cliffhanger where
Yeah.
they clearly were teasing something for next season, but then they just are not gonna get the opportunity to actually explore that. And what's
Ooh.
crazy is that they, like I said, they started building their own universe. They had the Flash, Arrow, Legends. They brought in Batwoman. They had Supergirl join in, and they also were working on other spin-off shows. But now it's down to only the Flash and the Superman and Lois show, which isn't very connected to the universe. So you could argue it's just the Flash right now.
Which the Flash should have been canceled
Yeah,
a while ago. That show is
Yeah.
just like, how is it still going? Oh my god.
they are giving it another season. I think that last year they renewed it for 2 more seasons. This one and the next one.
Good God, man. I'm a sucker for those shows. I watch them all. But just, yeah, I think this is also part of them kind of pivoting more to HBO Max of
Mhm.
just like,
Yeah,
hey,
the
have our
argument is
own-
that it might have to do with the acquisition, the recent acquisition that they had.
that too. Yeah.
That's, I think, the CW side.
Yeah. So
But those
lots
aren't
of crazy
video
stuff
games,
going
though.
on. No, it's not. This is not video games. That's what we are here to talk about instead this week. So let's dive in to what we've been playing.
Well,
There you go, Alan.
Okay.
Since you weren't
Yeah.
here last week, let's start with you, my dude.
Man, so I have been working through my backlog of games, all right? And it's a fat
Ignacio
list, all
hated it
right?
so much that he just left. He was
It's
like, I
a
don't want to hear. I want to talk
it's
about fucking video game, like a
it's a
goddamn
fat
video
list.
game podcast.
So I, thanks to a friend of mine,
Mhm.
Alyssa, who is a massive Crash Team Racing, just mad gamer. I have switched sides. Crash
Ooh.
Team Racing is the superior kart racer to Mario Kart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Arguments, please. What is your?
I don't have
position?
it's I guess it's technically opinion based because I like Mario Kart. I like Mario Kart a lot. Yeah. I like Mario Kart a lot. I love it. I played it a ton. If there's one thing I hate about Mario Kart, and this is technically the appeal of it, is that it's too fucking random. Like sometimes Amy will be like, "You want to play Mario Kart online? Let's play online." I'm like, "Yeah, we can." But then I play online and I just get instantly pissed because people just spam items. They get items. They slow down to hit you. They veer out of their way. Like, can you just fucking race? Like, I hate the RNG lack of skill that items provide in Mario Kart, and it pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's the fun of it.
Exactly. But like in CTR, there are still items and they're pretty good. They're not like unfair, spammable bad. But like Crash Team Racing is all about drifting. And I love drifting in Mario Kart. It's my favorite thing to learn and get better at and master. And CTR's drifting mechanic and speed management is so technical that when you learn it and get it down, it's so satisfying. And even if you can actually get spammed by items and get hit and get knocked to last place, it doesn't matter. If you know how to manage your speed and know how to take shortcuts and drift really well, you can come back and win the entire race because you just know how to drift and out race. And Crash Team Racing feels to me more satisfying to win than Mario Kart. Like in Mario Kart, sometimes you're like, "Oh, I won because in second place I got triple reds and then a red shell and I just won." But in Crash, sometimes you win and it's just because you got the fastest form of fire from your drifting and you maintained it for an entire 3 laps straight and never lost it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's far more satisfying to win.
I think that Mario Kart might be, in a way, easier to pick up and just have a fun, enjoyable time. Like, hey, if I wanna hang out with a group of friends, I can just pop up Mario Kart and we'll all play and we'll have a good time. And I think that comes in because of one, I think the controls are maybe easier for kart than
they're definitely
Crash.
They're definitely simpler.
Yeah. The drifting is for sure simpler in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah,
and then
it's
I
just
think
a button.
I think the items, if you try to play it seriously and maybe competitively, they can be annoying because of their randomness and how if you are far behind, you can just get a bullet bill and it will bring you up front.
And sometimes you can get a bullet bill, Ignacio, and race up to like 3rd place and then use it.
Yeah. Or be in 1st place and get a blue shell, of course. That's a classic.
I think that's just that
that's
rubber
maybe
banding.
Yeah,
it does.
I think that's part of the appeal of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also like the thing that people hate and also kind of love at the same time of Mario Party too. Like it's so fucking random that it'll screw everything up and you hate it. But that's also you're just like, yes, I won. Ha! Well, like that is like the best part of that game.
And like I'll still play Mario Kart, but like and I agree that like the controls are way simpler in Mario Kart because like Amy and I play a lot of Mario Kart. And like I feel like because of my knowledge of drifting in Mario Kart, I was able to, while still struggling, transition to CTR without it being super painful. But like Amy can't transition to CTR because instead of just holding a button to drift and letting go, you have to drift, turn around corners, and hit the other shoulder button to release your drift at a certain timing window to get the max boosting and everything else, which is a whole level of complexity in its own skill set. And it's satisfying. And Ignacio, of course, I loved it so much, I platinumed it.
How is it platinum compared to Crash 4?
It is
I know
easier.
Crash 4 was
It is easier.
a thing for you.
Crash 4 is definitely probably the worst platinum of the Crash games because there's so much shit you have to do. CTR has one annoying trophy, but it's not that bad. Other than that, I think CTR's trophy design is phenomenal because none of the trophies are actually kind of stupid. Every single trophy actually encourages you to actually get better at every mechanic in the game that makes it more satisfying in the end. Where Crash 4 doesn't have that. It's not like, oh, do this and you feel more satisfied. No, it's just more time consuming. But
Yeah.
that is CTR. Other than that, the only other game I have been playing is I repicked up Dust, an Elysian Tale, a side scroller kind of hack and slash game, kind of like Odin Sphere and all those kind of Hollow Knight and those games of its ilk. And I played this game before, but I'm playing it again and I'm going for the platinum. And I was like, when did I last play this game? Because I played it before. I last played this game in October of 2014.
Oh, man.
And somehow I did not get the platinum. And this game is just really good. I don't really need to explain why, because if you've played anything like Hollow Knight or any of those kind of games, you know why this game's good. You know why it's fun. But it's just a good time 8 years later.
Glad that it holds up. I've never heard of this game.
Yeah, I don't remember how I found this game, but yeah, it's I mean, it hasn't aged the best. I think its audio mixing is a little bad for cutscenes, but it's fun. And you can tell it's a product of its time because there are these little unique things where you can get sanctuary friends in quotes that increase your max health by 5%, but they're all references to other indie games. Like I've rescued 2 of the 12 so far, and I've rescued Super Meat Boy and the guy from Spelunky.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know what other indie guys are going to be in there, but it's kind of cool. A product of its time when Meat Boy was like the peak indie game.
Yeah. Good stuff. Cool.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Cool. I want to go next here.
Go for it.
Because I want to talk about Sifu. Sifu got an update today,
with the new
day that we are recording this. Yeah. And I've beaten it. I beat Sifu finally.
You're lying.
Like
I beat
you beat it
Sifu.
today?
With the update
today. With the update.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so I had gotten originally I had gotten up to the club, and I had gotten to the final boss of the club, but I just that game is so ridiculously like involved. It's hard, it's challenging, and I love it. I just couldn't do it. And
like
so
you couldn't do it while being younger. You couldn't do it like at all.
Like I'm just not skilled as a gamer enough to beat that game. Like the amount of skill it requires is insane. It's Ignacio's beating it. He's platinumed it. Right? You platinumed it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was not, I was stuck and I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way I will be able to do this. And so, yeah, they had an update for the game that they released today, which included difficulty modes. Whoops, that volume is on. Yes.
I haven't looked at this. Is the difficulty like, was it just like Souls games where it just had a static difficulty?
Yes, so there's 3 options now. I forget exactly what they call them, but the one that the game was originally is their normal. They have a much harder one, and they have an easier one. And so I bumped it down so that I could continue playing the game. And I really like this game. This game is awesome. I think if Sifu was too hard for you, now is a great time to jump back in, because the way the difficulty works on the lower difficulty is that every time you die, instead of aging by the number of times you've died, you only age by 1. So
Also,
it's
it makes
much
the
slower.
it makes the aging penalty less severe.
Yeah.
Yes. On top of that, the I think you have like a little bit more health, and the combos that the bad guys do are a little bit simplified.
Okay.
But it still makes you do all of the stuff that you need to do in the game to beat the game. To beat the club boss, you have to like learn how to dodge or like do that thing where you stand still and like duck and wave, and do all of that stuff. And yeah, I played through it today, and I have yet to go back in and do all of that stuff. But I beat it at age like 46 or 47.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I guess if you do not have the counter, it's this.
So
yeah.
My only like quick question. So like,
Go for
because
it.
Kyle, you found the normal difficulty to be like too difficult for the club and beyond. Like, do you feel like when you bumped it to easy, do you feel like it was just too easy, or do you feel like it struck like the perfect like?
I felt like it was pretty good, to be honest. The thing I was worried about is that I could like I want to kind of brute force this game and just button mash, right, and just hit the attack button randomly, high low, you know. And you couldn't really, I mean, you can do that, but some of those bosses, it's going to take forever to beat them when you do that. Like you still have to figure out, all right, what makes their stagger go up faster, all of that stuff. So it still felt like somewhat of a challenge, and it still felt like, hey, now that I know how to do this, I can go back in, and there's still more stuff for me to do, and I can still get better at the game. So it still makes it a good challenge, but it's simpler.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't. Difficulty doesn't matter, but I don't like games that add an easy mode that just make everything too easy.
Yeah, no, not
that's
this
what,
one.
That's what I'm curious about, because one of the things that I liked about Sifu was that for me, my journey was, okay, I get to the boss, it kills me like 3-4 times. I beat it on the fourth one at 80, then the next one 10 years less, and the next one so on. And so I'm curious, with easy mode, did you have that of now I'm going to go back to the boss and try to beat it like younger now, or was it more like, okay, I beat this one, I'm to the next one, and then the next one. Did you have my question is, did you have the need to actually go back to fighting a boss?
Yeah.
Or if it was just one continuous journey.
So I didn't die completely, like did not get a game over.
Just got older.
Yeah. I did there's the, like, when you go to the like shrine statue thing, I did the like decrease your age by 5 years. I did that twice.
Okay.
That's new. That's new then.
No, that one was in there.
You had one that it erased your counter. You couldn't get younger. You couldn't get.
You
get
are
younger.
right. Yeah, so I guess that's the easy mode version of that, is that it decreases your age.
If you do not have a counter, then
you go So yeah, no, I did not get a game over while playing this, but yes, it did still inspire me to now want to go back into the game and like do better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
did you feel yourself actually getting better?
A little bit, yeah.
Because I would be curious to see how you would perform now if you were to go back to normal.
I probably still wouldn't be great. I have a feeling that the dodge in the easy mode is a little more forgiving.
Okay.
I don't think you have to do a certain direction, whereas in the normal mode you have to dodge like in the correct direction, or not dodge, because there is a dodge button
Side
that you can like
you have a sidestep.
Sidestep, but there is a thing where you still stand still, but you like bob and
it's
weave.
the boxer weave.
Yeah. So in normal, you had to do that in the correct direction to do that effectively. Whereas this, I don't think you have to.
It's not that it made dodging easier. It just made it more forgiving.
Yes. Yeah.
When you were explaining it, I was thinking that because when not playing Sifu, I was thinking, oh, maybe it just made your iframes longer or something. But that's what I was like imagining.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I love this game. This is a great time to go back to it and play it. Or if you beat the game and you want another challenge, you can
I didn't know that
bump it up. And yeah.
All right, Ignacio, time to boot up Sifu on a new file and platinum it on the harder difficulty.
Oh no, I don't know how well I would do with the game now. Since so much time has gone,
you have to get back into that flow.
Yeah, right? I would have to get back into it because, like I said, I love the game because for so much of the game, I felt like I couldn't do it, and then I could do it, and then once I beat the game, I thought, no way in hell am I gonna platinum the game, because in order to platinum the game, you have to end the game being 25 years or younger, and I thought there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna do that, and I managed to get to the final level without dying.
Nice.
And so
oh yeah, that's awesome.
I would be curious to see how well you would do with the normal difficulty now.
Yeah, we shall see.
I think you should give it a try. Go back to the club and bump it up to normal difficulty.
Yeah, I'll probably spend a little bit more time where I'm at right now just to kind of hone my skills some and then bump it up and see. But probably I'm not a trophy hunter, so probably won't go in and platinum it. But that's just me.
Yeah, trophy hunting is just such a weird concept. Like, who does that?
Yeah, only
it can be fun. Certain things, right? Besides that, I also want to mention that I played through all of A Plague Tale: Innocence on the one that Gino is not here.
Too bad.
Yeah, he said it looked like he had some big announcement that he was making. It feels like he was going to announce that he has to take a big poop. Or something like that. He thinks he's a streamer. He's not here because he's streaming on his channel, right? I think it's just like, hey guys,
I'm actually pretty sure Gino actually tried to poop, but it was actually too much because he probably like eats like bad Taco Bell and something. Yeah. So it probably actually got stuck and then he just clogged up.
Yeah,
and
like
that was the new announcement.
Yeah. Yeah. He blew up on stream. I don't know if it's true. See if he's still alive on stream. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I played through all of A Plague Tale: Innocence in preparation for the sequel that is supposedly coming out later this year, I think. I'm excited for that one and can't wait to learn more. But that is a good game. Go play it.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. It's fun.
I played up until you get the ability to upgrade. And then
so you're even further behind than I am.
Like you barely got anywhere. Yeah.
Wow, I thought I was early on the game. No, Ignacio was like, yeah, I could upgrade my fucking like rock thrower. And Ignacio was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, that's where I stopped. I
upgrade
because you get to the town,
games, man.
You get to the town, you get chased, and then when you get rescued, you get the ability to upgrade, right?
Yeah, he met the grandma. I forget her.
Yeah. I saw
old
there.
lady. Yeah,
I wasn't feeling it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
it's
weirdly Ignacio. I'm further than you.
Yeah,
and I haven't played the game. I haven't played the game in literal months.
I will say this.
Me too.
I don't think the combat in the game is great. I don't think the stealth in the game is great. And I would describe this as like a stealth action game.
Is it really?
But it's really more about the story and the characters, and just like the journey that you go on with them. But yeah, it is a smaller game. It is like it's not your big AAA thing, right? So there's some animations that could have been better or this or that, but it was good. I enjoyed it a lot. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
When I stopped, I planned on going back to it, and I just never did.
Now's the time.
Same.
Now's the time. Guy, like except for Trek to Yomi, which is out, I guess the day that this podcast goes live. There's not much happening than this month or next month.
That's why
I'm
thinking about both the
Oh
old
shit!
games.
Yeah, you're right. Trek to Yomi comes out on the 5th. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you go. So that's what I've been playing. Ignacio, what about you?
Like Kyle, like you said, not much is coming out now or in the near future. So
we're in a lull.
Yeah, we're in a lull. So I'm still going through my Batman Arkham journey. I'm now into Arkham Knight.
There you go.
And I gotta say, the going from City and Asylum to Knight, the visual style of the game is shockingly different. Where City and Asylum were very cartoonish. Very big people, broad shoulders, all that. Everyone was buff. And then you get to Night, and it's so realistic. Everything looks so realistic in that game. So it is so wild comparing both visual styles, and then gameplay wise, it's still a great game. Gameplay wise, the combat is still great. They, again, like I talked about last week, most of the additions that the game needed were in City, where you got a lot of gameplay additions there that made a lot of sense. So Night doesn't have as many of those. It's mostly building up on top of things that were introduced before. But if you play the game, of course, you know that the biggest addition is the Batmobile.
Fuck the
Batmobile.
The worst addition to
I like the Batmobile to traverse, to drive it around, to go from one place to another.
Sure.
I even like the tank mode. The one thing that I do not like is the implementation of the Batmobile, how they make you do things with it. Solve puzzles, fight waves of...
You had to drive it up this ramp that was real narrow, and it
Kyle, there are a lot of ramps.
I hated it. I fell off every single time. It was the
Kyle,
worst.
there are a lot of ramps. So that's probably one of the negatives that I have with the game is the implementation.
Yeah.
I could have just enjoyed it being there, giving me the ability to do that. Even I could have even taken the occasional wave of vehicle enemies. I could have taken that, but yeah, I do not like how much they try to implement it into the game. Try to make it a part of the puzzles and the amount of waves that you have to fight. It was the hot
new mechanic, Ignacio. It was the thing.
And it is a very good mechanic, but not how it was implemented. No, Cal, the Batmobile feels great.
I think what we're getting at is that it was a good idea, and then that's where it stops.
Yeah. Ignacio's right. It's just not implemented in the right
It feels
way.
Great. It feels great. Driving it feels great. The tank feels great. Even shooting the cannon from the tank feels great. How it was implemented, that's not great. But still, the game is very good. And then, of course, more Yu-Gi-Oh! Still playing through Legacy of the Duelist. I'm now up to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Enjoying it very much, and it is exactly what I wanted.
Did you know you have to get your game on?
Good.
Gotcha.
Cool.
That was
you heard it here first, folks.
That's an anime reference, though. That was Jaden's signature phrase: "Is get your game on."
Yeah.
The what's the intro? The get your game on or whatever.
Oh man, the intro is so weird for GX.
It's so
totally
good, though.
so totally different from the other one. That's That's the biggest example of the American dub trying to impose itself into the series.
Yo, the dub opening was like
now, to
really
be fair,
good.
To be fair, the first Japanese opening of GX is also somewhere around that tone. But the English opening goes so much further, but we're not gonna be talking about that right now. We're gonna be talking about a new game that came out that is actually it's not really a remake.
It's just
nor
a port.
A remaster.
It's a port.
But it kinda is. So we're talking about the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Have either of you played the Stanley Parable or are aware of what it is?
I have not. I've heard great things, but I don't know what it is exactly.
I know what it is, but these like weird kind of sim-esque games just aren't for me.
It isn't a sim. So what the game is.
Well, I mean, I know what I don't like. I say it's a sim because you just kind of walk around, but it's way more than that.
It is more of a walking simulator, if you wanna call it that. But it is a walking simulator. But the what makes it fun is that pretty much anything you do gets a reaction from the narrator. So the basic gist of the game is that you are Stanley, you are an employee on this one office, and you have a narrator narrating everything that you have to do. So Stanley walks out and sees that no one is there, so he decides to go to the meeting room. So you go to the meeting room, you encounter two doors, and the narrator says Stanley went to the door to the left. And if you go through the door to the left, you get the story, but then you go through the one to the right, and the narrator will react to it and say, Stanley just wanted to go to this other place to contemplate how good it looked, and he already did that. So now let's go back to the meeting room. And so that's basically the appeal of the Stanley Parable.
Interesting.
It is a fun, entertaining game about you trying to test out what you can do in this world. The narrator says one thing, so you know that you gotta do a different thing. It says go seek, you gotta go sag and see how it evolves.
It almost I'm playing the trailer right now for this Ultra Deluxe version, and it kind of reminds me of the thing that's super popular right now, the like back room style stuff, except not like it's not as scary as some of that stuff is, but there's certain moments in there that's just like, this is an empty office building that just goes on and on forever, and it's weird.
Yeah, it can be a bit creepy, but the inventiveness and the creativity of the game is the big appeal of the game. It is a lot of fun. I had me laughing so many times with the creativity. And so
that's cool.
The reason why I find it difficult to explain what it is compared to the original one is that the original game is there, but then they also added new content, but the new content is separate from it, but also built upon the original content. So eventually in the game, you'll get to a section that literally says new content. So
is that the meme of like me looking for the new content, and it's a door that just says
new content.
It says new content there. So and it pops out randomly in one of your runs. So you go through there. It goes through this whole new story for the game. It is a joke and a commentary about expansion, like game expansions. Yeah. How it goes from it tells you the story of the Stanley Parable, and now we're gonna show you the expansion of the game. And you go there, it is disappointing, and the narrator commenting on it. And then you have a section of now you go through the journey of the original Stanley Parable and how good it was, and it turns out it wasn't that good at the to begin with, or not that good, but a lot of people didn't like it, and so on. And so it is stuff like that, and then once you get over that, you get things added into the original game that now will change the narration of the narrator, or what happens when you go to or make certain decisions. The game is so much fun. If you haven't played it, you really should play it. It is very cheap. It isn't that long. And it is a fun way to mess with the game.
Heard nothing but good things, so I'm glad to see this is getting some more love.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been interested in the Stanley Parable, but like I just see the gameplay and everything else, and it just looks.
It isn't about the gameplay. It is about having fun. To be honest.
Yeah.
It is more about the fun. And Alan, it's a good thing you didn't play the original game, because you would have gone crazy with the trophy list.
The only thing I know about Stanley Parable is the infamous you have to wait 10 years to get the platinum.
5 years.
And 5? I thought it was 10.
I got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that one.
Oh, well.
I like trophies that are challenging, not making me actually fucking go outside.
Well, I think that's about it for what we've been playing. So we are going to take a quick break for housekeeping, and then when we get back, we will get into the news of the week. So we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at The Whatnots, and we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnots.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in The Whatnots, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnots, patreon.com/thewhatnots is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnots, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnots.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we're back. Big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. It means a lot that you guys want to support us and show us some love. Thank you. Cool things that we have been up to here at the Whatnots. On the review show this past week, we watched Deadpool 1 and 2. Surprisingly, these were movies I had never seen before.
What?
So I watched them for the first time this past week. Yeah. And we got to review those. There's also a rumor out there that Deadpool may show up in Multiverse of Madness. I don't think it's true, but you never know. But yeah, that was a rumor that's out there. So that's on the review show. On the Captain's Log, Ignacio, you joined us for the second half of the podcast, in which we played X-Files or Bullshit. Which was a good time. You like I never watched the show, but I know it culturally, and you being out in Chile, you know it less than me. So for you to hear how ridiculous,
I know a couple of references.
This is, you're just like, I didn't know this show was like as
that
weird
crazy
as it was. Yeah. So that was a good time indeed. Also, coming up down the road, our reactions to the finale of Moon Knight will be out on the Reactor Core, as well as our spoiler cast for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It was all on its way. So keep an eye out for all of that stuff. Yeah, that's it here for housekeeping. So let's get into the news. Square Enix, what are we gonna do with you? Number one here on the news: Square Enix sells most of its Western studios and IP, and IPs of those studios, not all of its IP.
Yeah.
I'm pulling this from Michael McWhirter over at Polygon, and they write, Square Enix is selling off Western Studios Eidos Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix Montreal, as well as the franchises those studios develop, including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief, to Embracer Group. They have been embraced. The companies announced on Monday. The $300 million deal will give Embracer Group ownership of more than 50 back catalog games from Square's library and will affect 1,100 employees across 3 studios. Square says the sale of these studios and IP will establish a more efficient allocation of resources and enable the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investments in fields including blockchain, AI, and the cloud. Ignacio, thoughts on this? What are you thinking?
This is crazy. I didn't see this one coming. Square Enix, we know that is a studio that has very much 2 sides. On one side, it is the classic JRPG, Japanese studios, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and so on. And then there's this other side, that's the most Western side, that has games like Tomb Raider, like Deus Ex, those kinds of games. And so I've always felt that these sides are very different. So it always was a hard time for me to wrap around the fact that these games came from the same people that did Final Fantasy and those games.
Yeah.
So
it was. Go ahead.
So I think that this acquisition might be more about Square Enix trying to focus on one of their sides.
Yeah.
While also, I don't know how happy they have been with their Western studios, because we constantly keep hearing stories about Tomb Raider underperforms, or Deus Ex underperforms and will no longer be making those games, or
that's what
Avengers
I was just about
now
to mention. Yeah. That it always had this weird disconnect. Like it felt like the Western studios didn't really belong there, and they treated them unfairly in the sense of what you mentioned, that they just seem to have these unrealistic expectations for some of these Western games. And it was just like, what? Like, how did that underperform? It's doing amazing. Like, but they just had their own agenda.
Yeah. I know. And so the other interesting part of the whole news story is one, that it is going to Embracer Group, but tied to that is the price of $300 million. So now we've gotten accustomed to Sony and Microsoft making deals on the billion side. So now we get here to 3 developers, which are AAA developers. They have made some very high quality games. I know one, it is sold for $300 million, and 2, it is sold to the Embracer Group, which we know of them from THQ Nordic and buying up these smaller IPs and whatnot. So that side to me is very interesting. The price, the fact that Embracer Group was one that bought them, seeing that, why didn't Microsoft or Sony pick them up at that price, seeing as they are now on a buying spree? That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
And of course, the future of these studios and these games under the Embracer Group, it is a bit nebulous, because, like I said, they keep buying up IPs, they keep buying up studios, but the return, we still haven't seen much of the return.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the whole thing is interesting. I think this is revealing to say how much Square Enix valued their Western developers, which our next story we'll get into says they may not value games very much. But it just, there had been rumors for a while that like, oh, hey, maybe Sony, maybe PlayStation is gonna buy Square Enix. They seem to have a real good relationship with that. And yeah, I think like you mentioned, I think this kind of puts to bed any of those rumors there, that that's probably not happening, I feel like. But it seems like Square Enix is really trying to position themselves with this stuff like blockchain and AI, which I know most of the like video game industry has been pretty staunchly vocal in their dislike of some of the stuff. So it's just one of the things that I don't know what to make of it yet. I just
I think that this might be more about them trying to strengthen what they see as their core. Sure. Because, of course, Square Enix comes from Square and Enix, which come from a Japanese JRPG background. And that always has been such a big part of them. Final Fantasy games still come out, Dragon Quest games still come out. Mm-hmm. And you have the games there, but don't forget that those are IPs also. Those are huge IPs. So Square Enix doesn't only make the games for those, they also license them. Dragon Quest has had its own anime. I don't know if it's still on. You have that, you have the movies, you have the arcade stuff. Square Enix is much bigger than just in the business of making games, and I think that we've seen that much more on the Japanese side than on the Western side. And this could very well be, like they said, they needed or wanted the money. They don't seem to be that happy with their Western studio. So let's right now convert that into money that we could use. So maybe that explains the low price point, because they just needed the cash right now. And let's put that back into what we feel is the core of the company.
Alan, do you have thoughts?
Yeah, a little bit. So when I saw this, it was obviously shocking. Square just kind of selling some studios off, but like in the article of their Western studios of Crystal Dynamics, and everything else, of including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Thief, like the thing that I know is like all three of these series are great. Like I know people love Thief. Obviously, the reboot Tomb Raider was amazing. And people are really big fans of the Deus Ex, but like when you think of Square Enix and they're like big franchises that like always make a lot of money, that are popular, like while Tomb Raider and Deus and Thief are great, I don't think they sell as well as probably Square would want them to long term. So it probably makes sense to me. It makes sense that Square would sell those off and more focus on like the studios, like their Final Fantasy, like the Kingdom Hearts and all those things. Because we already know like FF16, Final Fantasy 14 is massive. The Nier games were great. Like all of these things, I think Square is getting rid of. They're pretty much trimming the fat of what they don't really want themselves to focus on, or other parts of Square to focus on, and they want to focus on their strengths and getting rid of these to someone else that will probably do more with it, and also to make money so Square can do more things. One thing I do find interesting is that they sold off Tomb Raider. But when I look, because I remember vaguely that a new Tomb Raider was technically announced. Yep. That's being made with Unreal 5. So like, I'm wondering how like this is gonna pan out with a new Tomb Raider. Like, because when I saw this, I was like, wait, but there's a new Tomb Raider that's on the horizon.
It was probably announced to help get them more money a little bit faster. Don't know what that means for the game. If that means it's canceled or it's not, or who knows. I don't know what this means for a sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's more worrying.
And would be an interesting thing to know. Also, Crystal Dynamics was helping out. That one Microsoft studio, I forget off the top of my head.
The
that was
initiative
working on,
with
Perfect
Dark. Perfect Dark. Yeah, I think they said that they were still going to be working on them.
The other two things I do want to mention is like, while people like the Marvel's Avengers games from Crystal Dynamics, that game was still not super fantastic. so it also makes sense selling that
I
off.
didn't like that game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
god.
well,
So you're not wrong. I think the weird thing that people have noticed for a while is that the standard that they were trying to hold these like
Yeah.
first or third person narrative only games
they don't match.
was just this it didn't match what those games are known to do. Like this was a strength of Square Enix, at least in my opinion, that hey, Tomb Raider was fantastic. Deus Ex was great. Like they were onto some stuff, and it expanded their portfolio and their catalog in a way that I think was a good move. But you're right, they're also just not selling in the way that they would like them to sell a long term.
Like I don't think they're hitting their sale marks as well. I don't think that the longevity of the appeal of those games, like Thief, people like that game, but like if you didn't actively know that game existed, you would hear, oh, they sold off the developer of Thief. You'd be like, you would have no idea what that game is because it's not known.
Any cachet right now.
Now, I truly believe Sony is not going to buy Square. I agree that that's not happening, but a part of me is like, what if they're selling out? What if they're trimming off the fat of studios that they feel aren't their core strengths to strengthen their core brand to make themselves more appealing to be bought by Sony or someone else?
Certainly possible.
I do not see Sony or Microsoft or whoever buying Square Enix for the same reason I don't see anyone buying Konami, is that these companies are so much more than just games. Yeah. They, like I said, for Square Enix, they have the games, but also they have all the licenses. They have the animes. They have the arcade and amusement things. And so if you're talking about a Sony, for example, buying those companies, it also means taking on those other responsibilities, which are maybe too much to take on all at once. The same as for Konami. Why I don't think anyone is going to buy Konami is that Konami has the games, of course, but they are mostly, they have pachinkos, they have all the gyms that they have, spas, I think, or hotels or whatever. They do a lot of things. And so that is maybe too much for a company that doesn't do any of those things to take on.
But here's the thing, though. Like, while Sony and Microsoft for games, they're also not only known for just games. Granted, it's a little different, but like Microsoft is known for like their PC stuff, and like Sony, like they make TVs, like they make like earbuds and headphones. Like they're also not just games themselves either. So I'm just saying. Yeah. But yeah, like I will be shocked if either Microsoft or Sony buys Square. But like, imagine if like the sales numbers in Square is like, we're going to cut the fat of what's not doing well to strengthen our core appeal. And then Sony, like just say example, Sony is like, damn, Square's like buckling down on their JRPG like strengths, and they're going to start popping off. And Sony's like, I think we're going to pick them up.
Who knows? This to kind of contradict some of what we've been saying, that these have not been selling too well. Let's go to 1B here in our news segment. The Tomb Raider games have sold a cumulative total of 88 million units since its inception in 1996, with the reboot trilogy accounting for 38 million of those lifetime sales. It's pretty damn good.
That is good. But even then, the reboot doesn't even account for half of that though either.
Yeah, but I think reboot is also in a shorter amount of time.
I mean, I guess that's true.
I think that it has the most weight in the whole.
And that's true. When you think of those games, Tomb Raider is the only one that's like the giant pillar. Like that's the one that stands out amongst the smaller ones.
Sure, but I mean, still, that's good on Tomb Raider, though.
Yeah, like, but that's been always a weird thing with Square Enix, where without every time a game comes out from Square Enix, the article will eventually follow it that says it hit 11 million, 12 million, 14 million, whatever.
And underperformed.
And it underperformed for Square Enix.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, okay, maybe the first one, maybe the second one, whatever, you had high expectations. At some point, you either should adjust your expectations, or maybe this adds to why they wanted to sell Square Enix, the Western side, is that maybe Square wasn't that interested on that side, and that's why they had very high expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, Square did see the each Tomb Raider game collectively selling a little bit less than the last one, right? I think.
Yeah.
And then everything else, I remember when Marvel's Avengers was announced, that game was like the hype, and it just kind of shot it had its shot, and then it just petered out.
They had no idea what to do with that game, but oh well.
So,
well.
Square Enix yeeted their Western studios because they said bye-bye, Felicia.
They sure did.
They wanted a quick buck.
Well, we'll see if Embracer does anything
30 million
with those
bucks.
IPs.
Let's move on to our second news story, because there is more Square Enix news to talk about here. Balan Wonderworld director Yuji Naka says he was kicked off the project and sued Square Enix. This is also coming from Michael McWhorter over at Polygon, who is just having a great week here reporting on Square Enix. This says here, Yuji Naka, the former head of Sonic team at Sega and the director of the disastrous musical platformer Balan Wonderworld, says he was removed from that game's development 6 months before its completion, and that he sued publisher Square Enix over that decision. Naka said his court case is now over, and he is no longer bound by company rules, but he did not disclose its resolution. According to Naka, he was removed as director of Balan Wonderworld by the game's producer, head of marketing, head of sound, managing director, and human resources department for 2 reasons. One issue that caused conflict during development, Naka said, citing court documents, was a promotion that used a YouTuber's piano arrangement of music from Balan Wonderworld instead of the original composition. Naka said he insisted that the original be released. The second issue was a disagreement with Arzest, the game's developer, over the quality of the game. Naka said he made comments to Arzest about improvements to Balan Wonderworld and bug fixes that were not addressed, leading to a ruined relationship with Arzest. Naka further apologized to fans for not interacting with them on social media, saying he was restricted from doing so by Square Enix. He believes that Square did not value game fans or games themselves based on his experience developing Balan Wonderworld. Now, you played this one, right, Alan?
I played the demo
part of it. Okay.
Of Balan Wonderworld, and there's I got like, I don't have like true opinions on this, but like the one thing I'll state is Yuji Naka is he's a person.
Sure.
He's a person. There's actually a very strong video essay from the Golden Bolt on YouTube that actually discusses the fall of Sonic Team and Sega's collapse and everything else from like when they almost went bankrupt completely.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuji Naka is, in his words in the video, and this wasn't even him paraphrasing, this is like knowledge of Yuji Naka, he's kind of a huge dick.
Yeah, I was listening to Easy Allies talk about this, and that came up on their podcast. This is technically only one side of the story, right? Like we don't know the other side of this stuff. And it like some of this stuff seems like this stuff seems valid, right? They use this like remixed composition, but fans don't know the original, so it seems like this guy's is the original, and now the actual composer seems to be not getting the credit. Like it's all of that stuff seems good, right? Fix bugs, that seems good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way he addressed these things.
No, here's the thing though. Like Yuji Naka though, like he himself, there are interviews of him like just hard bashing Sega as a company and doing all these bad things and taking credit and lying and everything else. I can't trust Yuji Naka after Sega was literally going to go bankrupt from making the Dreamcast, and Yuji Naka, after they survived the initial almost collapse, was like, yeah, Sega shouldn't have done this. They should have kept making consoles. Like Naka like wanted the company to fall apart, but then also like refused to like follow the rules and wanted to do his own thing. And that's also contributing to like the quote bad years of Sonic. And like whether Naka was removed off the team of Balan Wonderworld, he was removed 6 months before launch. Like that game was fucked way before then.
Yeah, and like I think I wanted to bring up this idea of maybe it was the way he was going about enacting these changes or demanding these changes, right? Like may not have been the best thing, because the line that gets me here from what Michael wrote is that he was removed as director by the game's producer, the head of marketing, the head of sound, the managing director, and the human resources department. Like it's not just like one person.
That's a lot of people to call for your removal.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know, man. This whole thing just sounds crazy. I mean, we all knew that this game ended up being a disaster, but just that itself is again, even an understatement that it was a disaster. Balan Wonderworld was like the fucking biggest fuck up recently. God, I don't know. Like Ignacio, do you have some?
No, I don't know much about Yuji Naka. I know that the game was a disaster. It was very bad. So I don't have anything to add to it.
I love when Sony will have a sale and I'll scroll through it and Balan Wonderworld will be like, yeah, it's 60% off. Yeah, I still ain't fucking buying it, man. Like shout out to demos, because if it wasn't for that demo, man, I would not have known how fucking awful that game was. It just it's also strange or not strange, but it kind of sucks for Square Enix to have this news come out the same week that they sell off a bunch of their developers and IPs and stuff like that, when he's just like, Square Enix doesn't care about video games. Man, God, wild stuff is happening over there at Square Enix. Balan Wonderworld. Indeed, man. But let's get on to number 3. Not much to talk about, but maybe we can predict some stuff here. Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase has been announced for June 12th, 10 a.m. Pacific. Ignacio, what are you hoping to see from this Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase?
I think a sure bet for it would be finally getting gameplay for Starfield. We haven't seen a second of gameplay of the game, and the game is supposedly still coming out this November. So I would expect that not only it be there, but also probably make up a lot of the showcase. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. I'm excited for that one just as a like sci-fi fan. But again, I don't know what the game is yet. Yeah. So that's why you need it at the showcase, so you can see what it's about. I know. Yeah. Something you're looking forward to, Alan? Anything? I have a feeling that we're gonna see a small teaser
for like an actual like teaser look at what the next Elder Scrolls will finally like be more about.
Interesting.
I don't
Interesting.
expect
and could-
anything from that.
And this won't happen, but could you imagine if Bethesda came out and they were like, hey, because it's the most popular game and the best one of the franchise, we're going to remaster Fallout New Vegas
Oh,
for modern consoles.
I
That
could
won't
see
happen.
Something like that.
That won't
That could
happen,
happen.
but I'd be fucking jazzed.
it could happen. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they remake it on their newer engine. That would all like I guess give them like more practice on this new thing because Starfield I think is the first one they're making
Yeah.
on their new thing. So who knows how well
Like
that
I
one will
don't
go.
know Bethesda's catalog too well. Like all I know is that it's gonna Starfield. Like Starfield feels like the very obvious one that like has to be there. But then yeah, like we already know that the next Elder Scrolls is being made. So like I feel like at some point we're gonna have to get a bit of a look at it. I don't remember when 76 came out, but I feel like at some point we're gonna get maybe not this one. Like I truly don't feel it'll be this one. But maybe next year, I feel like it'll be like, hey, Fallout 5 is like being made.
Yeah, maybe like
we
the
also have
logo.
the Indiana Jones game being
Yeah,
developed by the people that did Wolfenstein.
There could be like Prey as well, like an actual like sequel, like I mean, like a Prey 2 to the new one that
Yeah.
came out.
Don't think that's happening. Redfall is the new game from Arcane, that like
Yeah.
vampire one.
Oh
there.
yeah.
That one looks good. I'm excited about that because I loved Prey. Go play Prey. It was great. It was amazing. Not
I like how that
enough people
sounds.
played it.
Play Prey. Please
play
play Prey. The
Um,
PPP.
Yeah, that game was fantastic. But yeah, I'm interested in what Arcane is up to next. For this one, I'm sure there will be some other kind of montage about things coming to Game Pass,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff there. But this is also the first like concrete thing that we've gotten for what's happening this summer around Summer Game Fest. There's no E3 this year, but we don't even really know what's happening with Summer Game Fest yet. We know it's happening, but still no schedule yet. No Google Calendar, as Ignacio likes to say it is.
Yep.
Well, we've been assuming what Bethesda games will show up, but remember, it is an Xbox and Bethesda. Like, obviously, in place of their E3, like, what other games are you expecting from like just the Xbox removed from Bethesda side, like an Xbox game that you'd be like, yeah.
I think updates for Halo. I think Halo Season 2 just launched today. Halo Infinite launched like today or yesterday, something like that. So I'm sure more updates for that. I think the co-op is coming in like August or September. So hopefully an update with that. I'd love to know if there's going to be some kind of update for Gears of War, but I don't really know what else is out there that they could really be announced. Like what's it about time for them to announce? That's kind of eluding me right now.
Yeah, and not being an Xbox player, like all I know that Xbox is big for is like the Gears of War and Halo. So like I don't really know what else is like I can't even think of like what I'd be excited to see.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll see Perfect Dark, seeing as all the messes that has been going on behind the scenes. Other than that, maybe updates on their ongoing games like Sea of Thieves or Flight Simulator, maybe get something for Age of Empires.
We could see a really in-depth look of Skull and Bones, the Ubisoft game.
I thought it would be there. Hellblade. Hellblade might be there.
Yes, Hellblade 2. That I hope we see something in that, because that was the first like Xbox Series X game that they announced.
Yeah,
and we haven't seen it really since then. So I hopefully we get some kind of date with that. That'd be
they're
nice.
gonna dump even more games into Game Pass, and they're gonna have like a big segment of the Game Pass celebration.
what was I gonna say? Who's Avowed being made by? Do you guys remember?
I
that
actually don't even know what that game
game?
is.
Isn't that the Obsidian who did New Vegas?
Yeah, we still have yet to hear much more about Avowed. So there could be something with that, I think,
Yeah.
potentially.
Fable?
Potentially.
Wasn't that announced at some point?
Oh, you're right. Fable, yeah. Man.
Yeah, I don't I honestly have no idea. I feel like new games from Xbox are a little bit hard to get excited for. I feel like Xbox's big push is literally mainly because of Game Pass and everything they're bringing back.
Yeah. Which is like, I think has been their thing for a while, is that they bought up all of these studios that have IP that we all really like and enjoy and have done really, really well. And we've just been waiting for them. So it's getting to be about the time where things do start getting release dates or start getting like concrete trailers and stuff like that. Yes.
A massive Deathloop DLC, like a full-on Deathloop expansion.
Interesting. That could happen.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Something like that'd be a good call.
No, I doubt it.
I'm just shooting in the dark at this point.
No, I doubt it unless they announce a date for Deathloop on Xbox.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember that game is
up.
a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
So unless they reveal a date for Xbox, I doubt it.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know.
Same for Ghostwire.
I mean, this just means we're going to be more excited because we have no solid idea of what'll be there.
Yeah.
Except Starfield.
Yeah.
And if Starfield's not there, then wow, we look silly.
Wow.
No, Starfield has to be there. It's coming out this year. We haven't seen anything. If anything, this is their time.
Yeah. If somehow Starfield's not there, I want this clip specifically of Ignacio saying it's got to be there to be clipped. This one spot.
There you go. I think that's about it for the big major news. So we will end that segment right there, and we will move on to our new and notable section.
Okay. First up, Disney. They have announced Disney Dream Life Valley, a new free-to-play game similar to Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, and will be on the Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X/S, and the PC next year. And what is this? But Disney is set to run an early access period this summer. Gaining access will require either purchasing a Founders Pack or having an active Xbox Game Pass membership. Pricing for the Founders Pack has not been revealed. I have never heard of this. Is this what you alluded to, Kyle, of Disney's next massive game?
I think this will make a lot of money. It's not going to be a game that I like, but if it's Animal Crossing but Disney, people are going to go nuts. It's free to play, so they're going to get a lot of people in, right? And it's going to be buying different outfits, buying different villagers, buying the Buzz Lightyear expansion pack, buying this. It's just, I have a feeling, whether we like it or not, this is going to make a lot of money. What do you guys think? Yes? No?
Now, on everything that was listed, is it coming out for mobile?
That doesn't say.
No, they haven't announced it for mobile yet.
Because I feel like that's the biggest L. Like, I feel like if you were announcing this, I feel like it would come to mobile first.
Yeah.
Then everything else.
Well, it's on literally everything else.
Switch, I mean, yeah,
PS4,
but like
PS5,
when I think of like these free to play games, like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing are fun, but like a lot of the fun is like playing it on the go, which out of all of these options, you can only do on the Switch. So I feel like having it on mobile first would have like just sucked everyone in. Then like not too long after, then you're like, hey, it's coming to everything else. And then you just add more shit with everything else.
Yeah.
But you already have that core mobile. Because like, what are you going to sit down on your Xbox and play the Disney Dream Life Valley? Or are you going to play fucking Starfield?
Not me. I'll play Starfield. But everyone's girlfriends, younger kids that can't play Starfield yet because it's too mature, whatever, it's too hard. They like Disney fans go rabid for Disney stuff like this. That's why Kingdom Hearts is still here, right?
And I mean, that's true, but like if it's gonna be like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, like those games are already well established. That's still some steep competition to fight against.
Sure, but they have Disney
But it's
on
Disney.
their side. Yeah, it's like skin the whole thing as Disney, and you already have a fighting chance, right?
Dad, can I use the PS5 to play Disney Dream Life?
Younger brothers and sisters, right? I mean, just imagine like you live right next to Donald.
Okay. For real though, I'm not gonna lie. If I could like build a house and Donald Duck's my fucking neighbor, I might play that though.
That's what this is. That's what this is. That's exactly
like,
what this is.
I will give Donald Duck every fucking gift imaginable to be his best friend.
That's exactly what this game is, Alan. So you answered your own question. Who will be playing this? Alan Busby will be playing this day one.
But only for Donald Duck, though. Only for Donald, all right?
Only for Donald. Anyways.
Ignacio, you gonna play this? What's gonna get you jazzed for this?
I would have to see more of the game. I haven't played Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, so I don't know.
Whoa.
Those aren't my kinds of games. But I'll have to see what the game is actually about.
Now, what if because Disney? What if Sora's in it, and then somehow there's some KH lore in Disney Dreamlight?
Not gonna be there, Alan. It's not gonna happen.
You heard it earlier. Square Enix doesn't care about video games. They don't want to put Sora in their little Disney game.
Well, aside from Disney Dream Life Valley, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has been announced by Infinity Ward, but besides the logo, we ain't got no information yet.
Yeah,
that's all we got.
The only other tidbit that I think is important to note about this is that this is probably the last year of Call of Duty being an annual release. We know that they're taking a break after this. Yeah.
Oh. Which one was Modern Warfare 2? Which one is that?
Well, there already has been technically a Modern Warfare 2, but I think this is a new one. Like not a remake,
if you remember,
it's just a new one.
Yeah, they put out Modern Warfare not that long ago, and so I'm guessing it is a sequel to that one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
They kind of rebooted the franchise.
Oh. And the saddest news of the entire day, Stray, the cyberpunk robot cat adventure game, got delayed to summer 2022, which I thought that's when it was supposed to come out.
It was supposed to be spring.
Really?
Supposed to be out kind of around this time, but then they never really said a specific date. So I guess that's good that it was only delayed to summer, because that's a couple months away.
Yeah,
that could be at the Xbox.
I'm living in the wrong timeline. I could be playing Stray right now. Oh shit!
Right? Who knows? But
I guess we'll find out more to that summer 2022 and if it's good or not. But that was your new and notable, which is now old and noted. So Kyle, slam us into the lightning round.
Slam.
Right. We have quite a good amount of lightning round stories to go through, so we'll start with number 1. Supermassive's upcoming horror game, The Quarry, spiritual successor of Until Dawn, if you didn't know, will apparently have 186 endings, according to the game director.
If all of those are a trophy, oh God help me.
That's not gonna be that. I'm sure that most of it will be just variations on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have this one person lived, but the other one didn't, but this one did, and so it's gonna be combinations of that, I'm sure.
But ending 103 though, oh, that one hit different.
Yeah. We have the 3 games from the upcoming PS Plus lineup of classic games have seemingly been leaked. These games are Tekken 2 and Mr. Driller for PS1 and Ridge Racer for PSP.
There you go.
Bandai Namco games.
Hmm.
Alan, I see you are very excited for the service.
I
I'm
mean,
sure this is exciting, even
Just
more
said,
exciting. So,
Those,
sure
those
this is
aren't those
adding to the
aren't
excitement.
those aren't really getting me. I don't know what the fuck Mr. Driller is, but
That's an old
Tekken
school
2, I
game.
Me
guess.
but
Tekken
it's
2 is kind of hype.
Ridge Racer.
I don't know what that is, Ignacio.
It's Ridge Racer.
That doesn't tell me what it
Racer.
You're
is.
a racer on a ridge. Come on.
I like how
Alan.
it's.
Ridge
I like how
Racer.
Ignacio goes. It's Ridge Racer. I don't know what that is. Ignacio, it's
Alan,
Ridge
that's
Racer. I don't know what that is. Still,
That's the meme, Alan. It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Have you never seen
No.
He's never
No.
seen
what was
those.
it,
He has no idea.
2006?
no,
2006 Sony E3 presentation, I think it was,
no.
with the Kasarai.
That's
Oh,
the one where
man,
he
yeah.
jumps up, right? No?
No,
Is that the one I'm
that's
thinking of?
the.
I don't know.
It's the one that has the giant enemy crabs, the accurate what is it? Accurate fights or Japanese history or something like that.
Weird. Whatever.
Sure.
It's a classic. You guys should know that.
Yeah.
I
My
know
bad.
of that game.
No,
at
I
least.
mean the presentation. $5.99.
You know what? Fine. You know what? Fine,
Does it-
Ignacio. I'll play Ridge Racer for PSP.
No,
all
it's
right?
not about Ridge Racer. It's about the presentation. It's a meme. Oh my god, you guys know nothing about history.
Sorry.
Speaking of Sony, Sony has confirmed that it has blocked the ability to stack PS Plus and PS Now subscriptions ahead of the release of the launch of the revamped PS Plus service. But that's not all, because they have also detailed that the current subscriptions can be converted, but to the monetary equivalent tier in the coming service.
I'm legit worried because remember a couple weeks ago when I got the free trial for PS Now, hated it, and then canceled it?
Yeah.
I canceled my PS Now subscription, like so it won't renew. But I got an email from Sony telling me that when the new service came out, my two services are going to be combined together for the new price. And I'm like, and I read that and I'm like, it shouldn't because I canceled
Probably
PS Now.
automated. That was probably automated. That just you happened to have both of them at this certain time that they were just like, there he is. There's one of them now. Get him. Right.
Send the email.
Yeah.
This last part is very, very crazy because from what I heard, it is kind of like if you have, say you have the PS Plus right now, a year of PS Plus, that's $60. You can convert it to 1 year of the other one, or 3 months of the other one, or 2 weeks of the other one, something like that.
Which is kind of weird, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It isn't necessarily a 1-to-1 conversion.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Keeping
haven't
up
seen
this-
any negative backlash about not being able to stack the subscriptions, but also like,
Well, so to be fair on that, they did block the stacking of the subscriptions like a couple weeks ago. Like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but
had been stopped. They just hadn't
keep-
commented.
it is now official.
officially. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is
Okay.
official. Keeping the Sony train going, Sony hires former Kabam and Zynga executives to their mobile business. Mobile business.
Oh.
Alan, you talked about mobile.
No.
Wanted the Disney game to come to mobile. I'm sure this makes you very excited.
No.
More mobile games?
No,
Alan,
I
mobile
said
game
Disney should
aficionado.
come to mobile because it's a strategic marketing move, but please don't put games on mobile. I don't.
Alan only ever plays mobile games. Send
I
him
fall
all
off-
the review codes for mobile
You could
games.
literally release the best Digimon game of all time for mobile. I will not play it.
Alan will
I
eat
mean,
it
you
up.
should play Rearise.
No,
Is
it's
it?
on
No.
it's on the mobile. I don't want to play on my phone.
It's on
Wait, no,
the
is
mobile.
Rearise Kingdom Hearts? What's the Digimon game that came out?
Ignacio, you know how you get the report every week of the amount of hours you spend on your phone?
Yeah.
I spend
I
quite
turn
a lot
those
of time
off.
on my phone, but it is only to watch YouTube videos and that's it. I don't use my phone for jack anything else.
I mean,
Oh,
what
wow.
the hell? The game isn't. I don't think it is any. It
not
isn't
on the
available
iPhone.
anymore.
Oh,
there was a
well,
news story this past week that Apple was like trying to remove millions of apps from the App Store that hadn't been updated in a long time.
Ooh.
No, but this one does get updated.
But in a long time.
No! How did we miss this news story? Bandai Namco to shut down Digimon Re-Arise from April 21st.
There you go.
No, Alan, you missed on a very good Digimon game.
That's fine.
Man, that sucks.
Look at how I am so absolutely devastated.
Oh man, and they even had their own
Which
original
was
Digimon.
funny. Which is funny because it's still on my phone, but I never played it.
Man, it sucks. I don't know how
Anyways.
I can keep moving on. Final PlayStation Sony news we have here. PlayStation is now looking to hire an acquisition manager.
I guess
An
that implies
acquisition
they're
manager.
trying to acquisition more things, more
Yeah,
studios.
Acquire Square Enix.
Maybe. But yeah, I think that Microsoft also recently had the news of that they were also hiring an acquisition manager.
Interesting.
So this just shows the commitment to purchasing new studios. Cool. Now, switching over to Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch Sport smashes to #1 in the UK.
Good for them.
Nice.
I
Good for
have
them.
yet to buy it.
Me too.
Good for them. Also, Nintendo expects to sell 10% fewer Switches this year due to supply constraints.
Which is impressive that the Switch has like still been busting numbers for years
Yep.
and it's finally hitting them.
Yep.
And only by 10%.
Yeah, that's not even that. I mean, it's a lot, kind of a lot technically with the high numbers, but still.
Yeah. That Switch still keeps selling. Netflix has revealed a quick look to their animated Sonic show, Sonic Prime, in a season reel for its upcoming animated projects. Alan is very excited.
Hell yeah, dude.
Here's what is
The
also
actor,
interesting.
I forgot his name. The actor that plays Sonic. Oh, he does
Roger
such a good
Craig
job.
Smith?
It's so
Is
good.
it still the same?
It's
No,
not
it's not
him.
Roger Craig Smith. It's oh god, I forget his
It's
name.
a new guy.
Yeah.
The African American guy. And people are very happy about that.
I forgot his name.
Didn't the news come out that Roger Craig Smith was getting replaced, and so he was very heartbroken, but then it turned out that he wasn't going to be replaced?
I
Wasn't that
remember
the thing?
vaguely something about that, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Devin Mack is Sonic in Prime.
There you go. What's interesting to this one, as well as Netflix had a bunch of layoffs this past week or so.
Yeah.
And supposedly one of the departments that got hit very hard was animation, that they are like no longer going to be investing in animation as much as they have been recently.
Yeah.
So
I'm guessing that
hopefully Sonic does good. If you guys are Sonic fans, go watch this show.
Which is so sad because I feel like animation is one of like our best forms of media.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm
sad.
guessing that the only reason it's still going is that Sega probably has some involvement in it.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Activision Blizzard stakeholders have voted in favor of Microsoft acquisition, bringing them one step closer to making it a reality.
Did you
Makes
guys hear
sense.
this thing about Warren Buffett, like, and the like not voting against, but like betting? So there's a lot of people in the like financial stock market world, a place that I know very little about, that are kind of betting on this deal not going through.
Really?
Oh, really?
And stocks for Activision Blizzard are going down. And so Warren Buffett, of all people, is buying up the stocks and basically betting against them. Being like, actually, no, I think this will go through.
Wow.
That's why I'm buying now. Because once it does, the stock is going to go up. So I don't know what the deal
is
is with all
interesting.
of that. But
It still has to go through the, what is it, the SEC?
something like that. I have no
One of
idea what
those.
the right
It still has to
acronym
go
is.
through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is one step closer to it. We'll see if it ends up happening. Ubisoft has announced that Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake will now be led by Ubisoft Montreal. It was previously at Ubisoft Mumbai.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on with the game?
Trouble in paradise in Persia.
In Persia.
They released a trailer a while back it didn't do well. It didn't look good. And the fan reaction was very negative, and they apologized and was like, hey, this is not what you're looking for. We're gonna go back and fix some things. And it's been silent since then. I think it's been a number of months since that trailer came out.
It's never
Wasn't it
coming
last
out.
year?
It was last year sometime, yeah. But it's now switching studios that's developing it, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how that works within Ubisoft, but that does not bode well. But
No.
I guess on the bright side, if I'm not mistaken, Ubisoft Montreal was the ones that made Sands of Time originally, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I think I saw something like that on the interwebs once. So, and you know, you can believe everything you read on the internet.
If there's one person you can always believe in, that's Kyle Springer.
Hey, there you go.
That's what I heard.
Put it on my campaign slogan.
Final Fantasy 16 seems to be in its final stages. This apparently comes from the game director himself.
I don't believe this. I don't like, I know he said it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, we still have yet to see
No,
much. Which is
I don't think this
strange.
game. I don't think this game's coming out until like end of next year.
I do believe in the director. I'm blanking on the name. Gino likes him a lot.
Isn't it Tabath or whatever?
No. If
Oh,
only
it's
we
the
had
same.
a-
It's the same
if
dude that
only
made
we had a fan.
FF14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the director of 14, and so I think that you can trust this guy. If he says that it is in its final stages, I do believe it is in its final stages. I want to believe it.
Hiroshi Taki.
You sure
That
it's
name
okay?
doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, it doesn't ring of
It says that's the director's name.
for this game.
Yeah, it says the director is Hiroshi Takai. The producer is Naoki Yoshida.
Okay,
Producer.
Naoki Yoshida.
That's the
one.
producer.
Okay, fine. But I think that Yoshida was the one that said it.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
And finally, we have a rumor here: Warner Brothers games could soon be for sale. We've been hearing about it for a while now, and I think that now with the different mergers and sales and whatever of Warner Brothers and its parent companies,
Yeah, Warner.
It might be true.
Warner Media and Discovery merged. I believe those are the two. They merged. Yeah, and like we've said before, lots of rumors going around that Warner Brothers Interactive would be sold off and all of that stuff. And so this would be another interesting time. Apparently, the rumor comes from Imran Khan, who's like, I've been hearing a lot of chatter about this. So we shall see.
we shall see. We shall see.
Thank you, Ignacio. That is the end of the lightning round there.
did it.
We did it. We did it indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. It was all you.
We all did it.
We all pitched in. Let's see. What are you guys excited for next week? Alan, let's start with you. What are you looking forward to getting into?
I mean, I'm just still excited to ride my bike. On a side note, I'm excited to keep reading more Berserk because Kyle,
It's good.
was it Saturday? Berserk made me cry.
Aw. How sweet.
I legit had to stop reading. I went to the bathroom. I got out and I my eyes were watery and I was like crying a little bit. And it was like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. Amy was like, "Who died?" No one died. It's just hitting different.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Nacio, what about you? What are you excited for this week?
Oof, this is gonna be a good week for Marvel content.
Hell
Both
yeah.
Doctor Strange and the finale of Moon Knight are this week. So by the time you're hearing this, I would have already watched both of those. And then since we were talking about anime/manga, I started Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann.
That's a good one.
Yeah, isn't it
Classic.
Gurren Lagann?
I don't know. I always forget.
Is it the one with the girl where she shoots the pistols?
Yep, the rifle.
The giant sniper.
big old-
yeah.
the biggest rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the same studio that did Evangelion. So
I know people like
That's why I
Gurren
give it a
Lagann
shot.
a lot.
it is good.
That's a
I'm looking
classic
at
one.
it.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
gotta-
going to that one halfway through.
I gotta watch Spy X Family. Apparently that's good.
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
I'm also excited for all the Marvel content happening this week. That's super exciting. I'm looking forward to Trek to Yomi out on the 5th, the day that
Right,
this
yeah.
goes live. I'll
Yep.
be playing that as my next game. After that, I don't know. Maybe it's finally time, guys. Finally time that I play Cyberpunk.
Oh,
my
shit.
God. No, you're not. No,
Yeah.
you're not.
It might be the perfect time. There's a dry spell. No games except
Yep.
this. So,
Wait,
Who
does
knows?
really nothing
We'll see.
come out in May?
I mean, nothing that
other
I'm
than Trek to
really
Yomi, nothing
interested
that I
in.
would.
Let's see
Nothing
here.
except Trek to Yomi. That's all that
So-
comes out.
Trek to Yomi is May 5th. Mario Strikers is June 10th.
Wow.
Live Alive is July 22nd. And then Forspoken is October. Did that get moved to
Yo,
November?
I don't
Remember.
remember.
that
but
fucking
Forspoken.
disrespect,
Fall.
Kyle. You didn't even mention Sonic Origins. Fuck
Yep.
you.
Nope, not even.
Oh, right. It is.
Not even
Wow,
playing
the
Sonic Origins.
disrespect. The
That's
I mentioned it
disrespect.
last week on the show.
Yep.
So
But you're not
There you go.
excited for it? Come on.
I'm not a Sonic fan.
All right, I think
So.
we're done here. Wrap it up.
Alan, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me tweeting at Twitter at Alan Busby. And that's it.
There you go. Ignacio, where can they find you?
You can find me Twitter at Ignacio Rojasb. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
There you go. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. And if you guys want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at The Whatnots, we are at The Whatnots on Twitter. So please go like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a foe, tell someone you don't know. That would help us out a ton to spread the word and stuff like that. But that wraps us up for this week. This has been Crossplay. And you have been crossed played.
All right,
Bye.
okay. Bye.
Bye.